I had a plan, you know, where I was thinking, and it was at the time it was a 10-year plan. So I thought about this thoroughly. What, first of all, for Tony Ann and Andrew, and for us. So in the first 5 years, we're going to get the individual budget, sort staff out, get them to know, you know, make sure they're fine with that, build it up in their time. Because they wanted like short breaks as well. They didn't want to go to respite centres and things like that. They didn't want to go do the day centres. So we had all that in mind and how we were going to get there. So the first 5 years was the getting the staff level sorted and doing what they wanted to do during the day. So that's like small steps really, because that's happening. That happened straight away. Building up to having short breaks away where they wanted to go, and a time that they wanted to do it. You know, not like having to wait for short breaks saying, "Oh, we've got this slot for Tony Ann and Andrew." You know, because that was quite revolutionary to them. I said, "Well, where do you want to go?" And they chose Manchester for a weekend. It was doable. You know, well, what weekend do you want to do it? And that's quite an eye-opener for them. You know, they could sort that out with the help of their staff. You know, so we started off with small steps like that, and it built up to like a short break. And that was in the first 5 years. But the 10-year plan, you know, so that was the first 5 years. The second 5 years was for us to move out gradually. So we'd get a house. They've had their short breaks with their personal assistants. So when we do actually move out, I can imagine we'd only do the odd couple of shifts during the week and things like that. But it's something we want to do until everybody feels comfortable, and that's us, as well as Tony Ann and Andrew. And that would be over like 10 years. So it's thinking, when it first starts off, it is like thinking outside the box because it's not normal, you know. And yes, at first I was putting ideas for Tony Ann and Andrew because they didn't know what they could do. It's like they didn't know they could have a night at the pub without us, you know. So going out with their personal assistants, having a night out, that was revolutionary to them, you know. So it's what everybody else would take, you know, for granted. And then the short breaks, and we've even had a week away. We've had a week away while they've had time at home. But that was their choice. They could have gone off for a week, but they wanted to stay at home with their PAs. So because Tony Ann gets a lot out of her own home, and she just likes staying there, you know. We are hoping them taking longer holidays and abroad, because they can do that, you know, and they've been abroad with us, so they know that they can do it. It's just getting the staff organised to do it. But I don't think that will happen until we actually move out. Personalisation has done it. It's given us our lives, but most of all it's given them, Tony Ann and Andrew, their lives. And the young adults doing what they want to do. Tony Ann goes shopping, she goes to the concert. That's a relief. PA takes them. She went to see Britney last night. Yeah, it wouldn't be my cup of tea, so it was nice that she went with a young person that absolutely loved it. You know, so, and then they've got talking points and things like that, you know, they talk about their evening. Last week they were both at the theatre, they went off to see Greece. So Pete and I were on our own. That was something different. So, and I think that's what personalisation's all about. It's personal to us, it's personal to them, and it's given us all of that. What we've done might not be for everybody else either, but it works for us. Yeah. We knew what the outcome, what we wanted as the outcome. We weren't that sure how we were going to get there, but it just sort of like, with having the help and support and taking the small steps, because this could easily have gone pear-shaped, and not being the outcome that it has been. And I'm not saying it's been all plain sailing either. We've had some trouble with staff, we've had trouble with getting the individual budget in the first place. But once everybody realised what we were doing it for, it's got to be right. Just had to be right, you know, and the outcome I think, I know, will happen.